Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Lakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth, and that we will. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump to this article real quick. It's going to be a short lesson. But dealing with this here article that's coming out, this is out here in Australia, but please believe that the same thing is going on here in Babylon the Great, man. All right, from just how do I say, from my own personal experience of being on the highways and the byways and seeing how things work and looking at the interaction sometimes with the police and everything else like that. We understand that these first and foremost, there's the Lord has a hedge around His men. All right, this is one reason why things don't go down is like how people would think they're gonna go down when people call the police on us. And a lot of the times the police be like, well, they ain't really did nothing wrong. We see them because, and I'm saying all this to say this, that they've been watching us for a long time. So they already know, what's going on. But this is like, and, going into, side note, this is why it's always important to watch how you conduct yourself. Because, as the scriptures say, I send you forth as sheep among wolves, right? They're waiting to devour you. They're waiting for you to slip up. They're waiting for you to, like you may be on the highways and the byways and, somebody may come up, right? And then all of a sudden, you get into an altercation, or something's going on. They waiting for you to swing on them, man. And I know, like, for instance, like where I preach at, there's damn near every other week that there's pretty much cops that'll post up right across the street from where I am. All right. Not really because of, the fact of what I'm doing, but, it's just a high traffic area. They post up right over there and everything else like that. The police station is not far from the area. So there's always a lot of police riding around. But, it's to the point where it's not like it's a hidden thing. It's not like, the police is riding by and they have to do a double take. What the hell going on over there? They pretty much be sitting there right there in plain sight, right across the street and everything else like that. And, just watching shit going on. And if anything, they might pull out, lights go on. They're going to go get somebody in the traffic, right? Some shit going on somewhere else, right? But nevertheless, in that whole scenario, hey, they see us out there, man. So to the point is that they kind of have an understanding they're not really doing anything. But at the same time, hey, man, these people are waiting. They have their own belief. They're still humans at the end of the day, man. All right. And being Edomites. And they know what we're talking about, because it's just like, somebody that sees something, they get a little curious. I wonder what they out there doing. Hey, y'all ever seen those guys? Are they going to ask around the office? Somebody in the office going to know, oh, those are the Israelites. Then they're going to go look up certain things and they're going to hear certain stuff. Then they're going to feel a certain type of way. Hey, they're going to feel like any other Edomite, but they know that they got a job to do. They don't want to feel stupid by going out there. Oh, I want to go play super Edomite and go put my hands on them. Then all of a sudden they're in the news for doing some shit that they weren't supposed to do. They done lost their job. Now they looking stupid, right? So they got to play the game, a certain type of way as well. But please believe that these people, they're actually watching you, man. All right. They're watching you, waiting for you to slip up and all these different things, man. Because, hey, another testimony, man. I remember being out with some brothers in a different location for where we would normally preach at, right? And the cops rolled up on us, all right, and pulled one of the brothers to the side and called the brother by his government name. Like, we weren't even in the area where we would normally be at, in a whole other city and things like that. So, hey, man, they out here, how do I put it? They out here, watching and things like that, man. So you have to be, wise of these things. But please believe that, hey, they know about your channels. You know what I'm saying? They know about your what you do and everything else like that, man. They know what's going on out here, man. All right. So, hey, and believe that you on in some type of database. All right. So, hey, just like you go on your YouTube and you say certain things and stuff like that. They used to have it on the telephone. You could say a certain statement, all right, about doing something to the person that stay, or the person that's in charge of everything. We'll just put it that way, right? You can say something about them, and the next thing you know, you getting a knock at your door, right? Because I was just having a conversation on the phone with my homie. Yeah, but we was listening in and you said this here trigger word. Now we got to pull up on you and then investigate what's going on. So please believe if you could do that back in the days over the telephone, that what you're saying on these videos when you're recording and uploading, they have the same little algorithms to pick you up, find out where you going, what IP address that was uploaded from. 9 times out of 10, it was off of your phone, from your Wi-Fi, at the crib. They know where you at, man. All right. So it says theorist. All right. Look at the word that they use there, right? In a time like this, really, this conspiracy theorists, for one, they've hijacked the word, because a conspiracy, right, is just basically, it's a compound word, to conspire, basically saying to, being together with one breath or being on accord with one person, right? Really, the definition goes into being on one accord to basically to break the law, do something like to do something bad. So if you was to say, you know, if I was to say, for instance, uh, I'm talking to a homie or something like that, man, I want to know what it's like uh, 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 um, to rob a bank. If I was gonna rob a bank, we was gonna rob the bank this way, and this is how we gonna do it. That's a conspiracy. And then me and my partner talking back and forth. Oh well, we should do this. We should do that. We conspiring together, right? In the theory of what we gonna do. Now, if we actually go through with robbing the bank, right? That's a conspiracy. Me and him, we conspire together to go rob this bank to go break the law. You know what I'm saying? You in agreement on something, right? So that's basically what a conspiracy is. But now they've they've hijacked the word to be meaning that you're a crazy person. You believe in something so far fetched, right? You just believe, let's say you believe that I don't know, it's raining dolphins outside, right? You believe in conspiracy theories like it's raining dolphins outside. Here we go with this guy, right? So whenever they use that conspiracy theorist as a buzzword now, right, to put you into a category like that. But hey, what has conspiracy theorists become nowadays, man? Pretty much the prophets, right? And I say that in the sense of, not the prophets, the men of the Lord telling the truth like that, but in the sense of the prophets as far as saying before, what a job of a prophet is going to be. Because it seems like all these so-called big conspiracies, the big ones, obviously we can always make up new conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, hey, it's raining dolphins, right? That's a conspiracy that some people believe in, right? But nevertheless, these big major conspiracies, a lot of these things now are come to the point to where, the difference between, a conspiracy theory and a fact is what a matter of time, right? We can go all the way down into all these different things, but, they was talking about the Hillary Clinton and the little pizza joint and the stuff that they was going into. And they would say, oh, these people are conspiracy theorists. They think this and that. They got people running up into the little pizza place and everything. These people are just conspiracy theorists and it's so dangerous. But then not so long after, you find out about your boy Epstein and everything and the shit that he was doing and the people that he was hanging out with. They was like, yeah, this is exactly what was going on. We may not have caught them at the location, but it don't mean we was wrong. But sooner or later, you find out that exactly what they was talking about actually came true, right? Or was actually going on. It's not like that they did it after the fact. He had been doing this shit for decades beforehand and decades after it. So, I mean, hey, man, again, the only difference in this is basically a matter of time. All right. But let's go into this here article real quick. This is out in Australia. All right. It says law enforcement in Australia's Queensland must report interactions with extremists to counter terror teams. Now, also, they're going to go into, some stuff, because they talk about this. What is the word they use? They say conspiracy theorists, but they're going to go into basically, trying to label us, religious extremists, end day, how do they call it in an article, end day prophets, or what do they call them? They call them, we'll have to find it when we read through here, but it was basically saying like end day prophets or something. End of days, so we're here to prepare for the and anticipate the end of days. Basically, you're looking for the end days, right? So, hey, and that's what we talking about, man. End of Babylon and everything else like that. So you see how this starts out with conspiracy theories, but as we read through here, it's talking about religious extremists, quote unquote, right? They love to label us that. But it says the Queensland's police are required to report interactions with people who allegedly hold a range of ideological beliefs, right? So they got to report all these different things, right? Or make a database. Like I'm telling you, this is not really any news. They've been doing this from beforehand, man. All right. Please believe that they out over here got a whole separate team that's sitting here watching our videos, knowing what we believe in, writing certain things down, and waiting for us to slip. So this is why you also have to be mindful of how this is, super elementary, what you speak on and how you speak in certain things, man. We always say, hey, when we talk about in the scenario of somebody getting put to death, right? Things like that. We always tell you, we ain't doing nothing to nobody. The Most High finna come and kill your ass, man. All right. With like, let's say, for instance, the earthquake in Turkey. I was speaking to somebody about that last night and everything. I was like, look, man, that's so sad it's going on. I'm like, bruh, that's like the judgment of the Lord on them people like that. Who, like the scripture say, whoever perished innocent. Now, granted, there's more things that's going in deeper into that. We're not going to get into that right now. But nevertheless, all these different things that go on. Hell, you can read in Proverbs chapter 1 about how long you simple ones will you love simplicity. The Most High is going to mock when your calamities come and everything else like that, man. All right. So, when you go into these things, you have to understand that, hey, when we say it, when we speak about these things, hey, the Most High is about to judge you. The Most High gonna bring this judgment. The Most High finna destroy you, all right, or put you to death and things. We say, hey, the Most High doing all these things. We ain't got to do nothing to these folks. Just like with Esau, hey, Esau, hey, Most High finna destroy these Edomites, them and their children. And where are we at right about now? We sitting in front of the damn TV with our popcorn watching this shit, man. We ain't the ones out here doing these mass shootings and things like that. These all these damn Edomites out here doing this shit, man. All right, every once in a while they'll throw a Jake in the mix to try to like stir some shit up, but in reality, it's a lot of these Edomites killing off all these damn Edomites, man. These Edomites is doing this shit to themselves. These Edomites is spilling gas and toxins all over the place, which is going to be killing other folks. You see what I'm saying? It's like we ain't got to do none of this stuff. The Most High put it into them to go do their own shit to destroy their own selves, man. So hey, we're very careful about saying these things. We not doing nothing to nobody. So what can they really say about us? All we doing is reading, right? The worst thing that we doing is maybe hurting your feelings because we done read something that you don't want to hear about, man. But other than that, we didn't write it. We just read it, right? But these folks out here, little Tommy took his parents' guns to school and he physically hurt some people with it, man. We ain't had shit to do with that, man. All right. So it says the Queensland police are required to report interactions with people who allegedly hold a range of ideological beliefs, including conspiracy theorists. According to an email sent to all members of the Queensland Police Service on Thursday and seen by ABC News, police must record interactions with such individuals in the state's Q-Prom database at the first available opportunity, the email states, explaining that in addition to conspiracy theorists, here we go, in addition to conspiracy theorists, the first thing that they say is religious, right? Now, it's funny how they open up with the big words, conspiracy theorists and everything else like that, right? But look at how far they go down in the religion. They didn't put that as the headline, but this is what they circling in on, right? But then as we read here, you're going to find out that everybody's a goddamn terrorist, right? So it says, in addition to conspiracy theorists, all right, so you got religious, social, and political extremists, right? Sovereign citizens, as well as people with ideologies relating to capitalism, communism, socialism, or Marxism also fit the bill. So when you talk about capitalism, communism, socialism, and Marxism, basically, you know what I'm saying? You didn't encompass every damn body because you pretty much got like all the different, ways of governing a society. Besides, the only one that they don't have on there is what do you call it? Like a monarch, right? Top, like a queen or a king type shit. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, shit, we all live up under one of these types of governmental systems or economic systems in a sense, but governmental systems. Like, hey, you're talking about capitalism, right? Most Americans be talking about capitalism, don't even know about the shit. I'm about to go get me a little business, or I'm about to hustle. I'm about to work harder, put in more overtime at the job so I can get more money. That's basically the core of capitalism, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he who got the most drive and the most ambition and the best ideas, he gonna prevail over somebody who's just lazy out here, man. All right. So, but if you believe in that, dude, you a fucking terrorist. Like, well, wait a minute. All of us Americans believe this shit, man. All right. This is what we all out here trying to do, make some money, man. We all out here trying to make up some extra money, and the way we do it is all in a capitalist type of way. All right, because you can think of it in a different sense, like a socialist country where everybody getting paid from the government top down. Like, it don't matter what the fuck you do, you getting paid whatever the government say that they're gonna pay you, man. Right? And they don't have, a lot of them people don't have even the a mindset of, oh, well, we can go out and create our own business, make our own money, sell our own shit. You know what I'm saying? Your wife in the kitchen making her cakes, she can't go outside and bake her own or make her own cakes and sell them outside, for a profit. They don't have no idea about that. Like, the government got to sell this to us and we going to get paid off of this. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, damn near everybody's a terrorist now, according to them, right? It says officers were also told to report all matters that indicate concerning or escalating behaviors due to ideological beliefs, including religion, going back in there again, all right, and single issue ideologies, right? So anybody who got a problem with anything, single issue ideologies, hey, man, I'm tired of, we don't want to say those CC words, but I'm tired of it being so hot outside, man. These people need to stop polluting the earth, right? If you believe in that type of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Or you tired of whatever, man. You tired of anything going on, these moles and the stuff going on, anything is going on, man. All right. You tired of women being unsafe, walking around with their little booty cheeks hanging out and men snatching them up. Bro, you on the list too, man. Everybody on the list, man. All right. So it says, all matters that indicate concerning or escalating behaviors due to ideological beliefs, including religious and single issue ideologies, and advise the risk of inherent dealing with these groups. right? And really, dealing with this here scenario, right? Hey, the problem is that you pretty much over here fucking with all the people and you mad that they got a problem with it, man. All right. You can't be mad at the fact of, like, let's say for instance, you got people. Let's say, for instance, you got people in a movie theater going to go watch this new blockbuster movie that came out. Right now, in the movie theater, everybody in there, the popcorn all stale, all the sodas is flat, all the seats is soaking wet. The heater is on inside the damn AC and is burning up hot. Everybody in there sweating. The video quality is look like it was filmed on an old Nokia phone that didn't have a camera on there. The sound quality is so horrible on there, you can't make shit out. You know what I'm saying? You over here trying to watch, whatever you're trying to watch. You're trying to watch a damn movie, and the graphics is so bad, you can't see a goddamn thing, man. And now you mad at the people in there because now the people want a refund, or the people is walking out of the movie. How the hell are you mad that the people walking out of the movie, but you created such conditions? Well, of course the people gonna be angry, man. How would you expect the people to react when they come to your movie theater and they sit down in the chair and the chair's soaking wet, man? You think the people are supposed to just like that and take that? Is that what? That's where we at right about now, man. And you've created such a condition in the world, like the scriptures speak about uproars of the people in the world. All right, because of look at the conditions, man. People is out here uproaring over all kind of things. You over there in Europe and stuff, you got people protesting because they don't want to be participating anymore. Like France, they don't want to participate no more with this Ukrainian situation. But now what? They all terrorists. They all the enemy now, because they don't want to keep supporting this shit because they can't afford nothing and the energy cost is going up. You see, you put them in such a bad position, they ain't got no choice but to complain about the situation, man. It's not like that they wanted to come. Nobody going, like the example I gave about the movie theater. Nobody want to go to the movie theater to complain about the shit, man. They wanted to go to the movie theater to watch the new Wakanda movie, man. But then they didn't show it up, and now the movie that you playing is some other shit. It ain't even the movie that they were supposed to be watching. And like I said, the quality of it is so bad. The seats is wet. The popcorn is stale. The sodas is flat. The heat is on. Everybody there is sweating like dogs. You know what I'm saying? You can barely even hear the damn movie, and people pay $20. I don't know how much they're paying for the movies, but let's say $20 to go see this damn movie, man. And this is what they got, man. And the moment they sit down in their chairs soaking wet, now they their whole backside is soaking wet, man. And you expect people not to complain about that, man? How about you fix the conditions and then people wouldn't complain about the things, man? All right, or shit, you go to let's say you go to a fucking wing spot or something, a restaurant that only sell one thing, McDonald's. How the fuck y'all ain't got no more burgers, man? Right? You got a whole drive-through full of people trying to go buy some burgers from McDonald's, and you tell them, oh, we ran out of burgers, and we ran out of fries, and we ran out of sodas. Now you got a whole line of people. How you expect them to react, man? All right. Of course they're gonna be upset. But these ain't extremists. These ain't terrorists. These ain't problems. Yeah, you might get cussed out, but you supposed to be on. You a restaurant selling burgers, bro, and you ain't got burgers. Of course you're gonna get cussed out. These people ain't. There's nothing wrong with the people for just observing the obvious. Something wrong with y'all for not being on par, right? So it says, going back to this, it says, the guidance come after deadly shootings in Wimbledon in December left 2 officers and a civilian dead, in addition to the 3 shooters. All right, Nathan, Gareth, and Stacy Train reportedly gunned down Constable Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold and injured 2 other officers on their property, also killing neighbor Alan Dare, when he was drawn to the scene by the noise. The Trains, which was these 3 people who was in this situation, were killed by specialist police following an hour-long standoff. Authorities are calling the incident a religious attack. So see, we started out with this conspiracy theorist, and it's just hammering down on religion, right? It says, citing the Trains' Christian fundamental beliefs, a strain known as, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this, I don't know if this is supposed to be premillennialism, all right, who adherents prepare for and anticipate the end of days. And see how they just in a broad swipe, label us all in the same thing, man. All right, because what we talk about, Yahushua's return, the end, Jacob or Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So they pretty much lumped us all into this, right? Talking about the end time prophecies, man. All right, connecting these buzzwords and everything else like that. So when people start, so-called being smart, dumb niggas, putting 2 and 2 together, all of a sudden they lump us into the same category, right? It says police investigation concluded that the family had acted as a autonomous cell, all right, just like the little camps and the groups, right? The family had acted as an autonomous cell to carry out the attack. The Queensland Police Deputy Commissioner Tracy Linfold reported on Thursday. Christian extremist ideology has been linked to other attacks around the world, but this is the first time we've seen it in Australia. the deputy commissioner said, acknowledging that there were no evidence the family had identified themselves as sovereign citizens. Stacey Train diary reported described police as monsters and demons, right? Just like how, and they can try to pair the same thing too, talking about Esau being a damn devil, right? Police were reportedly lured to the Train's farm in search of Nathan, a high school principal who had been reportedly missing by his estranged wife in New South Wales, was wanted on firearms charges. It says much has been made of the Garth's Train posting on online forums where he described the pandemic as a neurological bioweapon and the 1996 Port Arthur massacre, which led sharply to restricted gun ownerships for civilians and operations to disarm the Australian population. And so, hey, you can see how this is pretty much, mirroring some of the things, or they can try to, to somebody who, how do I put it, who are unenlightened about these things. They sound just like them Israelites out there, right? And they'll put these things together. So again, this is we understand that like Scripture say, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, right? Hey, we understand what the game plan is. This is why let's go ahead and read this. Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right now, people can have this ideology of us on the highways and the byways when you're getting cussed out. Really the spirit ain't there no more to be cussing these Edomites out like the way that it used to be back in the olden days anyway. But hey, man, people have this perception about us and all these different things and stuff like that. I was talking to somebody just the other day, and they was talking about how, they was watching some videos, and they was saying about the fact of the matter of, these people laughing about them some people getting put to death and all these different things. I had to break it down to them like, look, man, think about all the prophets that was before. You think that they all had like easy jobs or their lives was easy? Or were the people like looking at Stephen? Stephen was stoned for telling the people the truth. All right, look at Yahushua, what they did to him, right? Like the people was always murmuring. They was always stiff-necked. Look at what they did with Moses. He came down, they had a golden calf. He had to cuss them out, man. It's like, they was out there cussing and everything. Like, well, all the prophets was cussing these people out, man. You think that they was going on and everything else like that? It was like, well, Noah was all humble. Like, yeah, they don't tell you in fine detail about Noah, but reading between the lines and looking at all the other prophets, he didn't have a easy job, man. He was up there prophesying for 120 years. Now, 120 years versus what the 40 days that they was on the boat, right? You think that now they got 120 years to talk shit about Noah and prod and pick at Noah and everything else, calling him all kind of crazy shit. But look, when the ark door closed and the rain started coming, you don't think that Noah was laughing at them people as they was beating on the side of the ark and they was drowning and shit with their kids in their hand? Like, yeah, that's kind of funny, man. Because he's like, that's the big, we all have this in our spirit, man. It's just hard for people to grasp the concept of, I told you so. Your kid jumping on the bed, hey, stop jumping on that bed before you fall and hurt yourself. Now the kid jumping on the bed, fall and boom, bump his head. Now start crying, you start smirking. See, I told you your ass so. You better stop playing. Or kids in school, hey, y'all better stop playing for the teacher come back and catch y'all. Now the teacher come back and catch them and they get yelled at. It's funny. All right. So, hey, same thing when we tell you about, the Most High's judgment coming down upon you and you don't want to listen, then, all of us, back in the olden days, hey, they thought all that sinning and shit was all fun and games. So the Most High opened up a sinkhole and swallowed up your ass in the ground, man. Then your laughing start or stops and everything, and the Most High start laughing, man. So, hey, man, you talking about these people and being, so-called, they don't seem all right. They out there making fun of these things. Hey, man, but we ain't putting nobody to death out there, man. There's a fine line between these things, man. It's just the judgment of the Lord, and we understand that. So our eyes are open to those things. But going back to being as wise as sheep, all right, in the midst of wolves, or wise as doves, or wise as serpents and harmless as doves as well. But going into this, man, hey, you got to understand this is how do I say? We understand that these people out here want to devour us. We understand that these people want us to be those guys where they have a right and a point to just come in and supersede. This is what you guys was doing. This is what you guys was playing. This is what you had going on and everything else like that. It's like, nah, man. Like, for instance, like you may see us on the highways and the byways with our backpacks and everything else like that. And what you got in the bag? What you got in the bag? You can go ahead and search it if you want to. You're going to find in there extra, like you would say, extra clips. You might find extra Bibles in there. You know what I'm saying? We'll have our garments on. So let's say we had a sweater or a jacket. The sweater or the jacket might be in there at that point in time. But other than that, I mean, you ain't gonna really find nothing else in there but extra Bibles or anything else like that. Our garment was in there before we rode up out here, man. So, I mean, hey, go ahead. But who you don't want to be is you don't want to be the dude that's pulling up the camp, but how they say we got sticks at camp. Got a gun on you, an extra stendo clip. at camp and everything. Well, what you doing with this? Y'all over here talking about these types of things, and you got the means to do all this on you and everything else like that. That's what they waiting for you to slip up with, man. That's sheep and got up out of the guidance of his shepherd. He over here wolf food now. We about to go and devour his ass, man. They would love for these things to happen, man. So you got to be, wise enough to understand these things, man. All right. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues." Right. And so, hey, we'll read. Let me just jump down to that real quick. We can read this. 34. "Think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of their own household." Right? So, hey, man, you're going to be in this position, in this predicament where, they're going to want to try to, how do I say, well, let me just, let me start here and read here. Verse 21. "And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death." All right. So let me just stop there. And so going into this, hey, they of your own household is going to be the ones that's going to be willing to turn you in. All right. They're going to be, and we've all experienced this before, man. You start changing your ways, stop edging yourself up, stop eating pork, stop eating shellfish. First thing first, and growing your beards out. First thing first, your family start looking at you like you some type of weirdo. Then you stop hanging out with with all the street niggas you used to hang out with. Then they think it's something wrong with you. Oh, this nigga might be a terrorist or something. Like, all because I'm changing my diet to eat better, and all because I'm not doing this wicked shit that I was doing beforehand. Now I'm a bad person. You didn't have no problems when I was out here gangbanging and shit and doing all kind of street shit and all kind. When I was out here doing all the worst things, you weren't worried about that. But now all of a sudden that I'm staying at home and reading the Bible now and eating more healthier now, all of a sudden now I'm a problem because it's something that you don't understand. But this is where we at right about now, man. But these are gonna be the people that's gonna wind up turning you in. So hey, be mindful of how you move out here, man. All right. It says, "And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake." All right. And that's, the point, another very important point there. There's a difference between being hated for your actions, all right, versus being hated for the Lord's name's sake, man. All right. Like those people we were reading about. All right. They're not being hated for, they didn't go down as so-called martyrs for the Lord or anything else like that. No, they're being hated because, they actually put some people to death. You see what I'm saying? Like, hey, when you used to take them to court, right? The difference between us and them. If you take us to court and you take them to court, like, well, what are we being charged with? For us, what? Reading the Bible, telling you that God finna put some people to death and everything. We actually ain't killed nobody. But what are they being locked up for? They can't have the same argument. Why y'all locking us up for our ideological beliefs, for us believing in religion, for us believing in God? No, we don't give a damn about that. Y'all getting locked up because y'all put some people to death, and the people y'all put to death happen to be cops. So we don't give a damn about your religious beliefs. It's y'all put some niggas to death. You see, so there's a huge difference over there for being hated for what you got going on or being hated for the Lord's name's sake, man. All right. People don't like us because we be telling you the truth out there, man. All right. The majority of the time, it's our people that's coming up against us because why? We tell them they need to repent. They need to stop sinning. Hey, man, stop sleeping with other men's women. Hey, man, stop selling drugs. Stop selling drugs in general, but stop selling drugs to your people, man. Stop doing all this here wicked shit. And then people want to get, like with the gangbangers out there in California. Hey, man, stop killing your brothers over some colors and things like that. For us telling our own people to stop killing our own people just because y'all wearing different colors. Are you from this block and they from the block down the street? Stop killing each other. So they become our enemies. They wind up hating us over those things, man. Right? So, but that's because we're just telling them about the scriptures. Not because we out there doing drive-bys and we didn't take out some of the ops. Now some of the ops want to spin the block back on us. That's completely different, man. But the scriptures say, and you should be hated of all men for my name's sake. All right. But he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. All right. And so, hey, that's where we have to go. We have to endure this persecution and things like that, man. All right. So, hey, going into this here article real quick, like I said, I ain't wanting to make it too long, but it went on longer than need be. But, going into this here article reading, hey, we know that they have these databases, man. All right. Like the scriptures say, let's go back up, verse 16. "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." All right. And I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that because that's how you should be out here moving, especially for you guys that's newly coming into the truth. You know, you come into this thing, you want to be hot and on fire and all with the rah rah. You want to be a soldier. You know, I want to die for my cause and everything else like that. Hey, man, you know, hey, this you know, this is a fight for the Lord. All right, you know, all we doing is out there is being how you say you know, like in the movie 300, what was the guy? Basically, like we were messengers, right? In the movie 300, the messenger came and was telling Leonidas about what was going on and everything else like that from the Persians and everything. He wasn't in a position to battle. That's why he said, "No man threatens a messenger. I'm just a messenger, bro. I ain't the one." Like, yeah, they threaten you with war and slavery and everything else like that. But hey, man, if they say that they finna bring that shit to you, guess what? I'm not finna be the nigga that's gonna be fighting your ass. I'm just a messenger, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody beefing with the mailman because the mailman and put that bill in your mailbox and telling you that, hey, your car note is overdue, your mortgage is overdue, your light bill finna get cut off, your phone bill finna get. Nobody pissed off at the damn mailman because he put the shit in your mailbox. If anything, you calling, why y'all over here turning off my light? You calling the people that you got a problem with, man. All right, not the messenger. So hey, man, we have to be harmless. As we'll read it one more time. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." All right, because they want to devour us. Walk with wisdom. All right, be therefore wise as serpents. All right, and harmless as doves. All right, so hey, you know, this is how we need to be moving out here, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say stay strong. Shalom.